Benny, I don't know if you had to do any driving today, but I left Yorkton. Things were good until just past Melville, and then it started getting greasy. I don't know if you've heard of how the highway is now.
A little bit of snowing here in Melville right now, so hopefully it's not too bad, but it looks like we might get the edge of it, so a little bit maybe travel conditions on the way there, but it's not too bad right now, so hopefully it stays like that.
It's interesting tonight because obviously there's, the 20 guys that are in that locker room for Yorkton that want to win and they want to take this thing back north, but so that's a lot of money, and you got to get up there and you got to do, and it's like, I thought last night, Benny, Yorkton deserved to win that game.
Yeah, they definitely had their chances for sure. And even talking to PL Simon, the assistant coach after the game, it's discipline. It's, hey, you score that goal and make it 2-1. We have to come out and we have to be the hammer the next shift. And they didn't do that. They let Flin Flon kind of dictate the play once again. Maybe they got a little undisciplined with their penalties as well, and then give Flin Flon a power play, and then they were able to score a couple of goals. So I know listening to Mike Reagan on the coaches on their post-game show last night, they talked about weathering the storm at the start of the game, and he said, why do we have to weather the storm? Why don't we be the storm here in Game 3? And I thought they got off to a good start, getting that early goal in the opening minutes, and I thought they dictated the pace for the most part. Yeah, Yorkton had some chances for sure, and Charlie Tripp made some very good saves, and I thought Darius did a much better job offensively in Game 3 than they did the first two games, but it's a team, the Yorkton Terriers, maybe show up a little bit of emotion, have to get the fans into it a little bit more, and it's just a game. I know Flin Flon, they're on a roll right now. There's no question asked. They're playing very good hockey right now, and the Yorkton Terriers are going to have to be at their best 4 times in a row, maybe even 5 if they go into overtime here. So this is definitely a tall task here for the Yorkton Terriers, but this is a team that's battled all season long, and they were battling for their season, and there's 6 or 7 20-year-olds battling for their junior careers as well. So it's going to be a team that's not going to go down without a fight. And yeah, they're going to say, hey, we might have to travel up to Flin Flon on a Saturday. We'll see what happens. And I'm sure they take that 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10 to travel up to Flin Flon to try to extend their junior careers.
And then bring it, and try and bring it back. You mentioned, getting a chance to finally see Charlie Tritt in person, watched him online, and yeah, really good goaltender. There again, to be good, you got to be lucky too. There was some times where luck was on his side, and I was sitting there watching, and I'm like, Yorkton, you want. And I get it. You watch hockey, it's like shoot, and it's like, hey, it's not 1980. Like, goalies are really good. Like, you got to beat them in different ways. And I was like, Yorkton needs to almost like get a little more creative, find the different lanes, move the puck. And then it was Jake Briltz who did that on that goal. He made a play and then dished it, and then Charlie was kind of stuck in the weeds. And I was like, that's what you got to do to beat this guy.
No, exactly. You would beat transition. Like, that's what Flin Flon scored the last number of games. Hey, it's 2-on-1s, it's 3-on-2s, let's go back and forth. And yeah, Callum maybe had chances, a couple of those was in Game 1 and 2, but he's left out to dry a couple of those things. So yeah, you just got to make sure you track the puck, make sure you move it side to side, and you've seen a couple of goals. You mentioned Jake set up there. You have to give yourself a chance, like Gabriel Corshane with his great speed, chance on a breakaway, and you go one-on-one with netminder, you're probably going to score 50% or even more than 50%. So it's about manufacturing. I know, look at their lineup right now. Terriers have changed things up, especially at the top line. Has been broken up a little bit here to try to rise in scoring. And it looks like it is going to be Alexander Montoya to start game number 4 here tonight. The guy that finished up last night. That's what this looks like from the scorecard. That's what's slated to happen. We'll see what happens come game time. But a little bit of change up here. And hey, you're do or die. You got to do whatever you can take to make things happen and try to advance one more day.
Yeah, and Flin Flon, we've been talking about them all year as well, and there's just being able to actually watch them at ice level down low. Yet they got some big body. They're a good hockey team all around. They got some big guys.
They do, yeah. Their back end is really good. Like, even watching the game, like you talk about Carson Miller or Connor Miller, who's a great player. You got Reed Arbery, who's a good player. Joey Lees, but the line of Wyatt Stenton and Rhett Ewan and Landon Alexander is like talking to Robbie Hart, who is, of course, longtime play-by-play. And hats off to Robbie. He'll be inducted in the SJHL Hall of Fame here coming up this summer in Flin Flon, which is a great accolade for him. But he says that Landon Alexander probably hits as hard as he's seen since Jordan Tutu type of thing. Like, Landon Alexander, number 27, he can hit like a bulldozer, and he just provides that physical presence. And hey, if you're a Terrier defender or you're a Terrier forward, you probably maybe take an extra look around around your shoulder going back when he's on the ice for sure. So that line has been very, very good here. But hey, home ice, game number 4, backs against the walls. The Yorkton Terriers are at their best. We've seen it not only this year, but also 2014, talking to a lot of alumni. Hey, we had our backs against the wall many times during that run to the RBC Cup final, and see if this 2026 edition can do the same.
Did Yorkton insert a couple of U18 kids, or at least one in the lineup yesterday?
Yeah, DJ Brass. DJ played last year with Estevan Bears. This past season, I guess, with Estevan. He was a top 10 scorer in AAA. Then Trey Peterson. Trey, of course, draft pick of Tri-City, local product from Sturgis area. So looks like Trey will be in the lineup. Looks like DJ might be out of the lineup tonight. But, well, those guys did their job. Like, these guys are young. Like, DJ Brass watched these guys growing up. He's a Terrier fan growing up. Trey Lotz, I know his cousin Justin Keller was a great player back in the day, about 10 or 15, 20 years ago as a Terrier player, and he's watched this growing up. So hey, it's a great moment for them. Mikhail Buds playing a local product. So it's 2 young guys. Hey, they did their job, and nothing they did. They put the pucks on net. They were physical, and they did their job on the ice last night.
We when we were doing the show, Flin Flon came into Taps yesterday, and then they had their pregame, and then we went for a couple of pints after. Then they came in for their postgame as well. I really wanted to talk to the bus driver and then figure out, like, miles wise, like how many are you pushing here? Have you remembered in your time a team that's had to do such that milk run that Flin Flon's had to do this year?
No, even talking to Rob, I think this is the most they've had to do it. Like, usually in the final, they've played like a Melfort, or they played Weyburn last year, but this has been pretty insane. Like, and then this is not just we're traveling up the day before. Like, we're traveling up the day before, we usually play, then we'll travel the day after. So you're there probably 3 or 4 nights on the road, and these bus drivers have been through a lot, especially with the weather the last month or so here in East Central Saskatchewan, Northwestern Manitoba, and still today. So hats off to all the bus drivers, and I know they got their brand new bus that they've fundraised for and they've purchased that they're sporting right now with a couple of new logos on the side. So yeah, it's hats off to all the bus drivers. I know I mentioned it earlier this season. The bus drivers are your unsung heroes of any hockey team, any junior hockey team here in the season.
Should I have maybe not been surprised with how many Flin Flon fans are in town? The breakfast this morning, at the game, obviously last night, maybe at the Casino last night too.
No, not really. Like, they had a fan bus, and I don't think it worked because, again, it was $100 for a fan bus. I don't think that worked, but a lot of people just made their trip, and there's actually a lot. Like, you look at their roster, like Connor's from Lipton, Ryan Ulmer's from Regina, Keaton's from Regina. You got a couple guys from the south, you got guys from Swift Current. Like, there's a lot of these guys are from the area, and they've got a lot of family and friends as well. So it's and then like Connor Miller's from Lipton. I'm sure the farmers from around his area, a mile away, they're going to come there on a trip. There's going to be 30 of them from Lipton coming down. So it's maybe not surprising, but there's a lot of long time, like Larry Facetian's been around the team for a long time. He's a great supporter of them. He brings down, he's an older retired gentleman, and his wife, and a lot of board members have made their trip. So probably not surprised. And hey, this is something that hasn't happened since 1993. And I still hear stories in Melville about 1993 when they beat the Millionaires, when there's 3,500 people in the Melville Stadium for Game 7, and the fire chief had to kind of lock the doors, and people that didn't get tickets weren't able to get in. So it's been a long time coming for this Bomber squad. It could be a special night if they're able to be victorious. But hey, Yorkton Terrier fans are right there. They think they still have a chance here in this series, and why not? There's not 4 wins yet in the SJHL column, and who knows what can happen here. You get some momentum in the series. Who knows what can happen? I
was worried that when that glass popped out, I was like, "Whoa, we're here for a while," and I didn't see the guys that were fixing it. I didn't see one Case IH or John Deere hat on those guys, and I was like, "Oh, they need to bring in some reinforcements to fix this thing."
Yeah, I thought some farmers might have got there. I'll bring my truck up and I'll fix it for you. But yeah, it was a little bit of delay, but yeah, and those are unfortunate. As a rink worker, you're like, oh no, please don't happen, especially on provincial TV and the radio, and one of the biggest moments in junior hockey sports in Saskatchewan. Yeah, but yeah, it's unfortunate, and I think that time, like, Terry has had some momentum. I think that little delay might have cost him a little bit in that second period, which is unfortunate. So hopefully nothing that's here tonight.
All right, travel safe. Have a good call. Appreciate it, and we'll catch up, of course, next week.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.